In classes last week and kind of into this week, I've been talking about Satya, which is the second yama. So one of the ethical practices and principles of yoga. The yamas and the niyamas being the first two limbs of yoga. And then we have asana, which is the physical shapes, the postures that some of us are maybe more familiar with. But Satya, the second yama, is truthfulness. And this week, I was talking about how truthfulness also goes hand in hand with consistency. And when I was thinking about what consistency in my yoga practice means, I was reminded that consistency is not just the frequency at which we show up to our yoga mat. Consistency in our yoga practice is also consistency of character. Okay, am I the person inward that I show outward? Is that the same person? Or is my inner world and who I am on the inside blocked by fear of not belonging? And so the person that I present outward to the world, is that a different version of myself? Is that a revised and edited and refined version that I allow the world to see? And through my yoga practice, can I trust that who I am, my true essence, my truth is enough and is acceptable and lovable enough to share that with the world? And it also got me thinking about how throughout a given day, many of us wear a number of different masks to feel acceptable in the spaces that we walk into, and how that creates an internal dissonance and actually separates us from our truth more and more. And over time, we can kind of forget, like, who am I actually? Beneath all these masks that I have to wear to feel comfortable in this space or this space or this space. And our yoga practice is a space where we can come to and we can take all those masks off and we can be who we are. And we can trust in that. And with practice and with consistency of stepping into our truth, then maybe, right, it gets a little bit easier to do the same when we're off of our yoga mat, right? Does my yoga practice end when I step off of the four corners of my yoga mat, or do I continue to practice these things of satya, truthfulness, or even the first yama, ahimsa, and so on and so on. So consistency is what I've been thinking about a lot this week. And maybe that shows up for you as well in a different way, but allowing your yoga practice this morning to be maybe an exploration of what consistency means to you, what it offers you, and maybe even areas in your life where consistency could show up a little bit more, or you could show up a little bit more consistently. So we'll start in meditation and seated meditation. Unless you want to start on your back body, go ahead and find your way to Shavasana, or just make your way into a comfortable seat, adjusting until you feel really grounded through your sits bones, okay? Grounded and connected to the steady earth below. And adjusting your shoulders, your skull, find a long and tall spine. Allow your eyes to close. And just start to notice your breath. Our breath is this constant rhythm that sustains us with life. And through our yoga practice, we can honor and acknowledge the breath. And so starting to deepen each breath in and lengthen each breath out. You feel yourself not only arriving to this space and to this moment, but arriving into yourself, allowing any of the layers that we wear to be shed. And for these 60 minutes, you can just be your truest self. In these 60 minutes, you can be honest with yourself. You can form the practice into what feels most in alignment with your true self. And a practice of consistency will encourage us to take that off of the yoga mat as well. So feel each inhale expand a little bit fuller. And every exhale, lengthen out a little bit more. Maybe starting to activate your Ujjayi pranayama. Really intentional and full breath that reaches through your nose and stretches through the back of your throat, down into your body. And that slight constriction at the back of your throat adds a little bit of texture and tone to your breath. So your breath is more audible. You can feel it with you. It can be that anchor for you throughout your entire practice. Maybe you practice today consistency in your breath, that consistent awareness of inhale in and exhale out. Even in the moments of stickiness, even in the moments of challenge and effort. Trying to stay really steady with your breath. And go ahead and bring one or both hands to your heart. And taking a moment to recognize that to be consistent is not only a gift to those around us, because they can trust who we are when we show up, but being consistent is a gift to ourselves. It is our choice to not abandon who we actually are, is not to stray away from our truth, but to welcome and accept our whole selves. So go ahead and take a really deep breath in through your nose. And an open mouth exhale to release. And just one more time like that, deep breath in through your nose, fill up your lungs. And a cleansing exhale, let go. And as you shift back into Ujjayi breath, go ahead and find your way into your back body, into a full body stretch. So you settle into the earth, let your hands reach overhead, stretch forward through your toes. Maybe take a couple circles to your ankles and your wrists. And then when you're ready to start to bring your knees into your body, pull your thighs into your chest, feel all the length along your low back, and take a big breath in. Then exhale your knees over to the left into a gentle twist with your breath out. I'm going to start with one slow inhale along your right side. Just noticing the sensation as your exhale empties out. And take a little bit of a fuller and more expansive breath into your right side body, creating more space from the inside out. And on your exhale, you're going to keep your knees on the left side. You're going to roll onto your left side into fetal pose. So knees stay as they are. Roll into your left side body. Let your left ear rest into your left bicep. And then maybe reach your right hand for your right foot, coming into your modified bow quadricep stretch. As you open through your thigh, you're going to pull your navel to your spine, stretch your tailbone forward, getting length through your back body as you slide your right thigh bone back in space. And that navel to spine action is almost like you're trying to lift your hip bones, the front of your pelvis, up to your front ribs, creating that deeper stretch along your right thigh. Maybe slide your right collarbone a little bit further open, right shoulder moves back in space. Creating openness across your heart as you take one more breath in. On your exhale, gently release your right foot, and from fetal pose, roll through center. Big inhale to bring your knees back to your body, and then exhale your knees to the right, gentle twist, second side. And staying connected to the breath, feel your inhale move through. And feel the sensations of your exhale as it moves out. Then use your next breath in to create a stretch from the inside out, creating more and more space with your inhale. And then knees stay as they are. On your exhale, roll to your right side, fetal pose, right ear to right bicep. Left hand will catch left foot. And then as you pull your navel in, as you try to lift the front of your pelvis to your front ribs and lengthen your tailbone forward, then you'll slide your left thigh back in space. Your collarbones open, left shoulder sliding back in space. And then think about breathing into the space that feels most sensational, most sticky. As you breathe into the spaces of your body that feel sticky, your inhale is like acknowledgement that there is tension, that there is tightness in that area. And your exhale is the invitation for some of that to release, an encouragement for some of that tension to let go and melt away. The last breath in here. And as you breathe out, release your left leg, roll onto your back body, knees to chest with your inhale. And then go ahead and find a bridge pose as you exhale, press through your feet. And then on your breath in, lift through your pelvis. So you just created space across your front half, and now you're lifting up into that space. You feel how the earth is the leverage to create the lift through your body. So as you root into your feet and root into the backs of your arms, feel your hips and heart rise up towards the sky. And then send your tailbone energetically forward. Reach your knees forward. Without actually moving your feet, can you hug your heels towards the back of your heart space, feeling your hamstrings light up a little bit more. And then notice if you've lost the breath, finding your Ujjayi breath in, and Ujjayi breath out. And to help create balance within your posture, to help balance out the effort with breath. And take one more slow and steady breath in right here. And using the entire length of your exhale to lower down, gently release your hips back to the earth. And when your hips arrive to your yoga mat, you're going to lift your legs into an upside down tabletop shape, so a 90-degree bend. Flex your feet and then zip your legs up together. Pull your navel to your spine so your low back's completely anchored to the earth. Hands can just be beside you, palms face down. And then this core connection is one where you have to be really accountable. So you're thinking about going as slowly and controlled as possible, trying to isolate the effort into your belly. So navel pulls to spine. On your inhale, keep your knees in a 90-degree bend. Just slowly start to tap your heels to the earth, knees stay at 90. On your exhale, pull down through your center, so navel to spine again to lift your knees back to your starting point. Trying to keep your low back pressed into the earth the whole time. Okay, same thing, inhale, heels tap, knees stay at that 90-degree bend. You're pulling your front body to your back body. And exhale to lift back to your starting point. And one more like this, inhale, knees stay at 90, front body pulls in, heels tap. Navel hugs tighter to your spine as you exhale to lift. On this next breath in, we're going to start to lengthen our legs forward to a hover. So on your inhale, start to send your legs long and low. You don't have to straighten your legs completely. They don't have to go super low, but finding a little bit more extension. And exhale, navel to spine, bringing your knees back to 90. And two more like that. Pull your front body in. Inhale, send your legs forward. Navel hugs your low back into the earth. And exhale, bend your knees back to 90. And last one here, navel to spine as your low back pressing into the ground, finding that integrity. And then on your exhale, slowly bring your knees back to 90 and then let them fall into your chest, knees to heart. Take a modified happy baby and then a big breath in through your nose. And an open mouth exhale to release. And then start to find your way up to tabletop pose. You can either tip to one side or the other. You can rock and roll forward and back if you want to. We're going to meet on all fours as you bring your shoulders to stack above your wrists and your hips to stack above your knees. Make sure your fingers are wide across the earth. And then inhale to a cow pose. Begin to lift your heart. Untuck your tailbone to the sky. Good, and exhale, cat pose, round your spine, really push the earth away. Tuck your tailbone actively to the backs of your knees. Then inhale, cow pose, heart and tailbone lift again. This time on your exhale, keep your hips high, walk your hands forward, and then dive your forehead or your chest to the earth. Anahatasana, letting your heart melt towards the earth. Take a slow breath into the back of your body. And from here, press through your palms. Take your time to walk back into your tabletop pose. And then last heart opener before we find our downward facing dog, we're going to take our tabletop gecko pose. So take your hands wider than your yoga mat. Tent your fingertips. And then shift your heart a little bit forward. You're going to inhale, dive your heart straight down, slide your elbows wide so they're stacked over your wrists, shoulders out of ears. Now let this be really active. Think about pressing down with your finger pads as you think about pushing your heart to the earth. So your elbows reach wide in both directions. And then on your next breath in, go ahead and slowly lift back up through center. On your breath out, we're going to twist. Dip your right shoulder to the midline and then gaze to the left. So dip and twist, right shoulder in, look to the left. And then in breath to come back through center. And on your exhale, second side, dip your left shoulder in, gaze over to the right. Shoulders out of the ears. And then inhale, lift back through your midline. And as you exhale, find your tabletop pose, tuck your toes underneath and hover your knees just above the earth for a moment in your hovering tabletop. Take a slow ujjayi breath in. And a slow ujjayi breath out. And one more inhale in your tabletop. Knees hover just above the earth and then exhale to downward facing dog. Press your pelvis up and back. And then just take a moment to be right here. Maybe reach one heel to the ground and stretch your other heel to the ground. As you relax to the weight of your skull, really push the earth away to send your sits bones a little bit taller to the sky. Next inhale, we'll lift your right leg to the ceiling, three-legged dog. On your exhale, bend your knee and open your hips. So think dog at a fire hydrant, half dog. Now using the strength of your right seat, you're just going to draw one slow circle in one direction with your hip as you inhale. So one big circle using your glutes. And then on your exhale, just draw one big hip circle in the opposite direction using the strength of your right seat. From here, you're going to step your right foot to the outside of your right hand, a big wide step forward, maybe help it there. And then let your left knee lower to the ground. Lizard lunge, pull your chest through your biceps. And then head into a twisted monkey, land your left hand to the earth and reach your right hand back in space. If you want to angle your right toes to the right, you can do that. If you want to add in your thigh stretch, bend your left heel to your seat. Maybe you catch your left foot with your right hand if that's available. And think about your back body opening your front body here. So use your shoulder blades to push your heart forward and then roll your heart open to the sky. And last breath in. And with your exhale, right hand to the inside of your right foot. We're going to shift back into a wide half split. So go slow, start to shift back as you lengthen your right leg, flex your right toes to your face. You can come up to your fingertips and walk your hands back. Also use blocks if your hamstrings are feeling particularly sticky this morning. And actively pull your right toes to your face. And then not only the length of our right leg, but the length of our spine will help to create this back body opening. So think cow spine, heart goes forward and that tailbone goes back and up. And then from here, we bend into your right knee. As you wander your hands forward, lifted lizard lunge, tuck your back toes, lift your back knee off the earth. And from your strong center, with intention, high plank. Step your right foot back to meet your left. In your high plank pose, take a big breath in. And a slow, intentional breath out. Try to empty the breath all the way. And then inhale to shift forward and exhale all the way to the earth, using the full length of your exhale to bring you down to your belly. Once you get there, untuck your toes. Press your toenails into the earth and inhale, low cobra. Lift through the back of your heart space. On your exhale, go ahead and lower right back down. A gecko pose on your belly. Tent your fingertips wider than your yoga mat. Elbows stacked over your wrists, shoulders out of ears. Inhale, press to your finger pads to lift your heart up any amount. On your exhale, dip your right shoulder in, look to the left. With your next inhale, lift and lengthen through the center line. And exhale, second side, left shoulder dips in, look over to the right. Then inhale back through center. On your exhale, pull your heart forward, lower down. Hands by your low ribs. Breathe into a cobra or an upward facing dog. Lift and lengthen. And then back to downward facing dog, hips to the sky. Good. Once you arrive in your downward facing dog, use an inhale to lift your left leg up to the ceiling. And then your exhale, bend your knee and open your head. And using your strong left seat, draw one big circle on your inhale in one direction. And on your exhale, just draw a big circle in the opposite direction, moving from your strong glute. Left foot will step to the outside of your left hand, lizard lunge. Release your right knee down to the earth, pull your heart forward first. And then maybe twisted monkey, right palm down, reach your left hand back. You have the option for your thigh stretch with or without the hand to foot connection. You have the option to adjust your left foot. You can also peel onto the outside edge of your left foot, allowing your left big toe to lift off the ground if you want to. And use your shoulder blades to push your sternum forward. Imagine a string from your sternum to the front of the room. Then use that extra length to maybe twist a little bit deeper. And from here, as you release, we're going to go into our half split. So left hand to the inside of left foot, letting your left foot stay wide for this half split. Begin to walk it back. As you lengthen your left leg, flex your left toes to your face. And think about pulling your left thigh bone to the back of the room as you pull your heart forward to the front of the room. Actively pull your toes back. Actively stretch your sits bones back. Let's give it one more breath. And as you bend into your front knee again, returning to your lifted lizard lunge, palms to the earth, back toes tucked, back knee lifts. Find your way into your high plank pose, strong core, strong right leg, step back. Use your inhale to shift forward. On your exhale, chaturanga, lower halfway or all the way. Open your heart, up dog or cobra, big breath in. And then we'll return to our downward facing dog as you breathe out. Good. From here, inhale your right leg to the sky, three-legged dog. On your exhale, bend your knee and open your head. Three-legged dog, big breath in, reach your right leg to the sky. On your exhale, right knee, left tricep, sweep your thigh underneath your body. Three-legged dog, re-extend your right leg to the ceiling. And this time as you exhale, step your right foot forward to the top of your yoga mat. Okay. Once your right foot's forward, bring your left heel down so you have the feet of your warrior two. Don't go anywhere yet. Just let your hips get really heavy towards the earth. Get a little bit lighter through your heart space. And as you press through your feet, inhale all the way up to a reverse warrior. So big breath in, reverse your warrior. Right hand reaches to the sky. And on your exhale, side angle, tip forward, send your left hand tall. And inhale to reverse your warrior. Right hand reaches up and back again. And exhale, side angle or extended side angle. Maybe send your left hand overhead, creating that really long line of energy. And one more round. Inhale to reverse your warrior. Right hand sweeps up and back. Exhale, side angle, extended side angle, or maybe extended side angle, an option to pull in through your strong core here and reach your right hand forward as well, finding that big double reach. Anchor through your left heel, press through your feet. Inhale to reverse your triangle, extend your right leg and reach your right hand to the sky. On your out breath, low lunge to the top of your yoga mat. You're going to bend into your right knee. Windmill your hands down to the earth. And as you unhook your back heel, step forward to your chair pose, Utkatasana. Left foot joins your right. Then you're going to settle into your seat and lift up through your heart. Full breath in here. Maybe on your exhale, your sits bones stretch a little bit further back in space, challenging your core to light up a tiny bit more. Front arms pull in, feeling your upper back ignite a little bit more. We're going to airplane our arms beside us and then start to lean into your left foot and flamingo your right heel to your seat. So right heel pulls up with a little hamstring curl. Your navel hug to your spine. And keep your spine nice and neutral. Option to slide your right thigh bone back in space. So you're in this spicy flamingo. Think like a donkey kick. So you're trying to press your right thigh bone up to the sky. Your tailbone is reaching down to that back edge of your yoga mat. Then slow motion, high crescent lunge. Place your right toes to the back of your yoga mat. And inhale to rise up through your heart and hands. With your out breath, airplane your arms, hinge your heart forward, hands sweep back beside you. And as you breathe in, we're going to rise up, but you're going to cross your right wrist in front of your left. Palms will face forward. You're creating this diamond over your head. So what it looks like from the front would be like this. Right wrist in front of left, elbows sliding back. Now as you create this diamond that frames your face, feel your shoulder blades push your heart forward, elbows slide back. Maybe you find a little bit of a back bend action as well. And then prayer twist, palms come together, hook your right elbow to the outside of your left thigh. Make sure your right leg is nice and active. Strong core connection, lifting up away from the earth energetically. And push through your feet. We're going to go Exalted Crescent. So continue to twist to the left. On your inhale, scoop your right hand to the sky. Left hand reaches back in space. With your out breath, go ahead and windmill down into a low lunge. Frame your left foot. And three-legged dog. Inhale your left leg to the sky. With your exhale, bend your knee and open your hip. Inhale, three-legged dog, re-extend. Left knee, right tricep, shift forward as you empty your breath. Three-legged dog, re-extend your left leg to the sky, full inhale. And then place your left foot forward to the top of your yoga mat on your exhale. Again, set up your feet for warrior two. Before you go anywhere, let your hips sink low, your heart lift proud. And then press your feet. Inhale to reverse your warrior rise all the way up and back, big push. On your exhale, side angle, find that tip forward, right hand to the sky. Okay, inhale to reverse your warrior, adding more length to your left side body. And then exhale, side angle or extended side angle, right hand of you reaches overhead. One more round, inhale to reverse your warrior. And then exhale, side angle, extended side angle. Or maybe you want to add in the double reach. Left hand can go forward too. Front ribs hugging in. Take a moment just to be here. Next inhale, we'll reverse your triangle. Lengthen your left leg, reach up top. And exhale, low lunge. Bend back in as you windmill down, right heel unhooks. Strong step to your chair pose. right foot to the top of your yoga mat. Take a moment to sink in. Reach out through your heart and hands. Actively draw your front ribs in. See how your upper back has to light up more to lift your hands. And then take an inhale here, reach your sit bones back in space. And exhale, airplane your arms. So right leg becomes our base. This time you're gonna flamingo your left heel up to your seat. And then trying to keep a really strong neutral spine. The only thing that's gonna change is your left thigh sliding back into that spicy flamingo kind of donkey kick action. You should feel your left hamstring, the back of your left leg catch. Give it one more moment. Gonna lift your left thigh bone up to the sky. And high crescent lunge with care, land your left toes to the earth. Inhale, lift up through your heart and hands. Exhale, airplane arms, heart dives forward. This time as you rise up, cross your left wrist in front of your right, palms facing away from your body, facing forward, elbows go wide, front ribs draw in. Now think about maybe lifting up and back slightly. Chin up, chest. This one's pretty sticky, usually around the neck and shoulders. And then prayer twist. As your palms come together, you're gonna hook left elbow to the outside of right thigh. Now think about pushing with your feet to pull your navel off of your right thigh, so navel to spine, belly away from thigh. And then feel your heart rotate. Keeping the twist to the right, we're gonna inhale to our Exalted Crescent. As you rise up, left hand scoops up, right hand reaches back and down. And this time as you exhale, windmill down all the way to a high plank pose. So we're gonna go high plank, right foot joins your left. Take a big breath in. On your exhale, right hand is your base. Turn your toes to the left, side plank. Reach your left hand to the sky, full inhale. On your exhale, thread your left hand underneath your right ribs, wrap yourself up, reach towards that wall behind you. Then inhale to peel back, open, side plank. On your exhale, high plank pose. Travel through center, use your core to keep your hips high in line with your spine. Full breath in here. Exhale, side plank, the second side, left hand is your base. Breathe your right hand up to the ceiling. As you breathe out, thread your right hand underneath your left ribs, reach, reach, reach. And inhale, open back tall again. And on your exhale, high plank. Breathe in to shift forward. Chaturanga on your breath out, lower down. Open up on your inhale. And downward facing dog as you exhale. And go ahead and find a child's pose for 3 cycles of breath, or just a comfortable seat for 3 breaths. Maybe grab a sip of water. And we have one more layer before we bring it down to the earth. Just taking these 3 cycles of breath to reconnect. To slow down, inhale and exhale. And come back to your intention of consistency and how you show up in the world, both on and off of your yoga mat. And then when you're ready, we're going to meet in our tabletop pose, all fours. So go ahead and when you're ready, just make your way onto tabletop. Onto all fours, your tabletop pose. And then with a big breath in, find your cow shape, lift your heart, lift your tailbone. And on your exhale, cat pose, round your spine, just like we did at the very beginning. Really tuck through your tailbone. And then inhale to your cow pose, heart and tailbone lift. And again, exhale, walk your hands forward. This time you're on your fingertips. Instead of your palms, dive your forehead or your chest down to the earth. Anahatasana. Perhaps on your fingertips, take one big breath in, opening your heart. And one slow breath out. Then push the earth away. As you move through tabletop pose, all fours, tuck your toes with your inhale. And downward facing dog as you exhale. Okay, three-legged dog. Inhale your right leg to the sky. Then on your breath out, bend your knee and open your hip. Option to stay right here. Option to find wild thing. Maybe step your right toes behind you. Opening your heart to the ceiling, take a full breath in. On your exhale, three-legged dog, release your right hand down and breathe your right leg up and back, three-legged. Right knee to your left tricep, sweep your knee underneath your body, stretch your sternum through your biceps. And then three-legged dog, re-extend your right leg to the sky. Place your right foot forward to the top of your yoga mat, low lunge. And then pivot your left heel down for your warrior 2 feet. Strong legs, inhale to reverse warrior. Slowly push through your feet, rise all the way up and back. And then exhale, side angle, tip forward, left hand reaches to the sky. And reverse your triangle, lengthen through your entire right side. Again, big breath in. And low lunge windmill all the way down. Unhook your back heel. Lean into your right foot, gentle standing splits. Left leg to the sky for just a moment. Square through your hips, big breath in. And bending both of your knees to chair pose. Please bend your right knee as you step into your seat. Sinking into your chair, full inhale, lift your heart and hands. Exhale, airplane arms, hands wash back. So you lean into your left foot. In a flamingo, your right heel to your seat. Option to slide your right knee back for spicy flamingo. And then from here, you're gonna start to lengthen into your airplane pose. Begin to extend through both your legs, through your spine, through your arms. Airplane pose. Take a nice full inhale here. And stay as you exhale. Option to take one more breath like that, or option to keep your right leg long and strong as it is. Maybe on your inhale, you just bend your left knee a little bit. Bring your hands to your heart, right leg is still long behind you, and exhale, press your left foot back to your airplane pose, spread your wings. High crescent lunge, will release our right toes to the earth. On your inhale, lift up through your heart and hands. On your exhale, airplane your arms, heart dives forward again. Just like we did before, as you rise up, cross your right wrist in front of your left. Inhale, your elbows open wide, front ribs pull in. And exhale, prayer twist, right hand to the outside of your left thigh. Okay, option to stay with the prayer hands or spread your wings wide this time, opening up a little bit more. On your inhale, exalt your crescent. Stay twisted to the left as your right hand reaches to the sky. With your breath out, twisted low lunge this time, so keep the twist. Right hand to the earth, left hand to the ceiling, big breath in. Now listen, on your exhale, you're gonna turn all 10 toes to the right. Bend your right knee for a side lunge or a skandasana, so you'll end up facing the opposite side of your yoga mat. Side lunge or skandasana. Find your inhale here. Exhale, low lunge to the back of your yoga mat, all 10 toes turn to the right. You're facing the back of your yoga mat, your right foot is in front. Dip your left knee to a hover, cow lunge on your inhale. And on your exhale, go ahead and press through your right foot, cat lunge, lengthen both your legs. You bend into your right knee. And you step forward into a forward fold, left foot joins your right. Soft knees, inhale to a halfway lift, lengthen your spine. Exhale, chair pose, sink into your seat. Breathe in, lift your heart and hands. One more balance moment to finish up this side of our last layer. Airplaning your arms beside you. Gonna lean into your right foot. And this time, inhale up with your left leg, one-legged Tadasana. On your exhale, just settle in. You can choose to stay right here or start to set up for your dancer's pose. So left hand catches left foot. Maybe there's a micro bend through your right knee. Hug your thighs together towards center. Before you begin to tip forward, think about kicking back and up into your left hand. Once you have this like really strong line of tension with left hand to left foot, then maybe begin to tip forward towards your dancer's pose. Right hand can come to your heart or can stay reaching up and out. Think about the bow pose that you take on your belly and have that same upward energy through your heart and hand to foot connection. Just like your bow pose on your belly, except you already have one leg on the earth. As super slow and strong. Through your airplane pose, try not to slingshot. And then we're going to step through our crescent lunge. Left toes land light. Full breath in, reach to the sky. And on your exhale, vinyasa or a down dog. Step back to flow. Or just step back and lift your hips to the ceiling. And let's take a deep breath in together. And an open mouth exhale to release. And inhale your left leg to the ceiling, find your three-legged dog. Exhale, bend your knee and open your hip. Stay or wild thing, maybe slow, controlled release of your left toes to the earth. Big front body opening on your inhale. You start to make your way back to three-legged dog. Exhale to land your left hand. Inhale to lift your left leg. Left knee, right tricep. Shift forward, shoulders out of ears. Three-legged dog, we breathe our left leg back towards the ceiling. And place your left foot forward to the top of your yoga mat. As you rotate your right heel down to the earth, finding warrior 2 feet. Inhale to reverse your warrior, left hand to the sky. Exhale, side angle. Tip forward, right hand reaches up. And breathe in to reverse your triangle, rise all the way up and back. Low lunge, as you rebound into your front knee, we'll windmill all the way back down. Unhook your back heel, gentle standing splits. Lean into your left foot, reach your right toes tall, full inhale here. Mindfully bend both of your knees, share pose on your exhale. Sit into your seat, breath in to lift up. We'll airplane our arms, and as you lean into your right foot, flamingo your left toe to your seat. Pulling your navel really tightly to your spine, maybe spicy flamingo for a moment. And then airplane pose, starting to lengthen all the way out. So again, just taking a breath here, finding your steadiness in your airplane pose. You can stay, or left leg stays as is. Maybe on your inhale, you find just a tiny bend through your right knee. Bring your hands to your heart. On your exhale, press to your right foot. Airplane pose, re-expand. Crescent lunge, left toes step to the back of your yoga mat. Use your inhale to lift proud through your chest. Exhale, airplane arms. Rise up, cross your left wrist in front of your right, elbows go wide. Inhale to reach your heart through that window. Exhale, prayer twist, left elbow to the outside of your right thigh. Perhaps you spread your wings wide this time, taking a moment here. Then on your next breath in, exalt your crescent, rise all the way up and out. Exhale to your twisted low lunge, keep the twist, just with control. Land your left hand to the earth, right hand to the sky, big breath in. Turning all your toes to the left, bend your left knee, side lunge or skandasana, so facing the opposite side of your yoga mat. Take an inhale here, and then we'll pivot to the left, returning to the very top of our yoga mat. Find your low lunge. Good. Let your right knee come to a hover, cow lunge, big breath in. And cat lunge, lengthen your legs as you breathe out. Here's our last little push as you bend into your front knee. We're going to step forward to our forward fold, right foot to the top of your yoga mat. Soft knees, heavy head, take a breath here. And inhale to your halfway lift. Exhale, chair pose, Utkatasana, seat sinks. Breathe in, lift your heart and hands. Exhale, airplane arms. Go ahead and lean into your left foot. Bring your right leg with you to stand, one-legged Tadasana. Now give yourself a moment just to arrive here. And then right hand will catch right foot. If you're going to dancer's pose. Cross a little micro bend through your left knee. Think about drawing your right foot to the midline. And as you pull your right foot to the midline, you'll feel your collarbones open wider. And then kicking back and up, think just like your bow pose on your belly. Use that tension of kicking back and up and lifting your heart, right, to help slowly tip you forward. Again, keep pressing the inside step, the arch of your right foot into the midline as you kick up and back. Maybe there's some softness to your left knee. One more moment here. And using the strength of your right hamstring you've been incorporating throughout practice, slow motion airplane pose. Trying not to just slingshot out and knock yourself off balance. And crescent lunge release. Ooh, big breath in, lift up through your heart and hands. And exhale, Vinyasa or down dog. Please choose the transition that feels most true for you in this moment. Joining in child's pose. Once you've completed your transition of twist, take 3 cycles of breath. And after you've taken your 3 cycles of breath, go ahead and just move up through a seat. Scooch forward to the top of your yoga mat. Before we lower down, we're gonna do a little heart opening moment. You have a couple options. Just seated at the top of your yoga mat, you can take a chest expansion bind if you want. So interlacing your hands behind you to open your chest. Or you could take a reverse tabletop. Hands beneath your shoulders, fingers facing your seat. You can either just push through your hands to lift your heart, or you can also push through your feet and lift all the way up to your reverse tabletop. So you decide what heart opening feels good. Just take one breath in, within your heart opening, and then as you breathe out, lower your hips down, anchoring through your heels possibly to find a slow controlled lower, reach up to the sky on your inhale. And slowly start to hinge backwards as you exhale, keeping your heels digging into the earth the entire time that you lower. We'll meet in a full body stretch when you arrive. So eventually reach through your hands, reach through your toes, deep breath in. And on your exhale, bridge pose, you're gonna bend your knees, heels stacked beneath your knees. Take an in-breath. And on your exhale, press your feet and lift your pelvis up. As you revisit bridge pose, if you would like to take this to wheel, Urdhva Dhanurasana, your upward facing bow. If you feel open and ready, feel free to go to wheel pose. Otherwise, just staying in your bridge pose, you also have the option to add in that chest expansion bind here. So we interlace your hands underneath you, tuck your shoulder blades close together, and then press the backs of your arms to open your heart. Take 2 more breaths. And then take your time to mindfully release back to the earth. Draw your right leg into your body, interlace your hands on your right shin, and lengthen your left leg forward to wind removing pose. Take a deep inhale towards your belly, towards your low back. And then exhale, supine twist. Let your right knee tip across you. To add in one more thigh stretch, similar to what we were doing earlier, you can bend your left heel to your seat and catch your left foot with your right hand if you would like to. And opening your heart to the sky, take 3 slow breaths. After your 3rd breath, when you're ready to release, you're simply going to roll onto your back body. Bring both knees to your chest as you inhale. Hands interlace on your left shin, reach your right leg forward with your exhale, wind removing pose, 2nd side. Full breath in. And supine twist as you breathe out. And come back to center. This next time, we'll meet in a happy baby pose, any version of happy baby. Hands to shins, ankles, or feet, let your knees open wide. Head, shoulders, and hips all heavy to the ground. You can stay here if you wanted to make your way into something like plow pose or shoulder stand, you can go there. Another option would be your butterfly pose. So give yourself about 5 to 7 breaths to add in any final shapes or movements. Oh, excuse me. And then on your way to Shavasana, just making sure you feel complete in your practice. You've taken time to open up any final areas of the body that want opening. You've taken time to check in, make sure that the shape that you land in for Shavasana is comfortable. And then eventually settling in just into your Shavasana and into that awareness of your breath. And so as you start to feel complete, as you begin to find your way to the earth support, bring yourself a couple breaths of transition. As you begin to settle in and let go. Can you trust the earth to hold you up? Encouraging any patterns of holding in your body, any patterns of holding tension in your body can be released away. As you allow yourself to melt into your yoga mat, it would feel good to take one more cleansing breath. Maybe take a deep inhale in through your nose. And another open mouth exhale to release. Starting to notice if your awareness has drifted away. And if your focus has wandered off, really gently encouraging your attention back to breath and body. Connecting to the sensation of your breath in and the sensation of your breath out. And if your mind feels particularly full or difficult to anchor this morning, with each inhale, you can say to yourself, I am breathing in. With each exhale, you can say to yourself, I am breathing out. Just whispering within your mind, I am breathing in. And I am breathing out. Giving your mind a task to help stay connected to this present moment. A task rooted in the here and now, in the movement of the prana moving through your body. And if you're ready to deepen your breath and to bring some small movements back into your body, feel free to start to reawaken your fingers and toes, ankles and wrists. Maybe you're comfortable as you are and you just continue to rest on the earth, continuing to sink into its support. A big breath in, if it would feel good, you could take a full body stretch, feeling that space that you created. And then with your exhale, let your hands arrive to heart center. And we'll take this final pause to acknowledge the time and the intention that you devoted to your practice today. Recognizing the time and intention that you devoted to deeper connection with your body and with your breath and the deepest parts of yourself. And so in gratitude of this practice, all that it offers us, all the opportunities it offers us, and all that we're capable of because of this practice, let's take a deep breath in through the nose together, sealing it all in. And an open mouth exhale to release, let it go. May yoga offer us a path to compassion. And may our own individual practices serve as individual teachers, personal guides to live more authentically and love more deeply each and every day. Thank you so much for showing up and taking this time for you. And namaste.